Noisy Pixel.
What's going on, nerds? Mark here, and we're back with a new tech video, and today we're going to unbox the Atlas ARGB GPU Support from Cooler Master. Shout out to Cooler Master for setting this one out, thank you as always. So this is pretty new to me. I really have never purchased a GPU support before, but we're just gonna jump right into it. I don't know what to expect. I've never installed one, but how hard can it be? It just looks like a piece of plastic, honestly. Here's the box. You know, nothing crazy. It did come in plastic originally, but I did take the plastic off. So here we go. We're going to open this thing up, and I guess we're going to figure out if this is needed. I suppose you need this type of stuff with the new 40 series because it sags. It's much bigger, but I was hoping to get a reveal here, but we just got covered up with this paper. I'm going to put that to the side right now. But here it is. That's the box right there. That's the first look for everybody right here. Kind of looks like a little robot, but I think trying to figure out how to take this out of the box here. It's actually pretty heavy, not as plasticky as I thought it was going to be, but they do have this plastic here that we're going to rip off, and it is on the other side as well. Looks like it can get pretty dirty pretty easily for whatever reason, like the material it's made out of probably attracts a lot of dust. So they claim to have this little circle infinity mirror in there, and I'm not sure. I mean, it is a mirror for sure. I could see myself, but it's not really giving me the infinity vibes yet, but I'm sure when we turn the RGB on, hopefully it looks pretty awesome. Got a little Cooler Master engraving at the bottom there, as you can see. And there's the mirror right there. You could see my camera maybe. On the bottom, like a rubbery texture, rubbery grip here. Also on the side, we have this rubber texture as well. Before we go to the review section, let's just go through what else is in the box. They have this, I guess some sort of, this looks like I was just reading the instructions so I could seem less ignorant, and that little piece is actually what holds up the graphics card. But yeah, the more you know when you look at the instructions. I mean, I always look at the instructions when I install these things anyway. It's all a show on the unboxing section. This thing also supports, if your graphics card is pretty low to the case, you can actually lay this thing down two different ways, either stand it upright or lay it down, and then on the bottom of the support there is like a little riser. I don't know. So it looks like this little clip piece here kind of opens up. I don't know if you can see that. Opens up, and then you could clamp it down like that. And now, I mean, this thing is on there right now. It's not coming off. It's got friction. So if your graphics card is up higher, you can have it like this, and then you can raise this up or down. Or if your graphics card is lower, you can actually do it like this. You would take this off, and then I think you open this little door, and then yeah, you see how that opens up on the bottom, and then somehow this raises up. I don't know how to do it. All right, so once you have the door open like that, you could take this piece. You can actually see the little groove here. Let me get that on the camera here. So you just pull up on this. I don't know how this works. Pretty sure it's unlocked. Okay, so apparently I just learned that I was doing it wrong. So if you go too far like that, that will actually be too open. It will not let you pull this thing up. So this is the actually correct way to do it. And then this piece will actually come out. It's a little hard to do, but maybe I just don't have the best grip on it. And then you can actually lay this thing flat on the bottom of the case rather than like this, allowing you to support your GPU a little bit more slammed to the bottom of the case. It's a pretty neat product in the way they packed in features into such a small surface area of hardware. And let me just break this down really quick. They also gave you this little microfiber cloth just to be like, hey, you bought our product, thank you. Anyway, that's all that's in the box. Let's see if there's anything under here. And no, nothing. We got one thing, the support cloth, and the adapter piece thingamabob. But that's pretty much it. I mean, we're going to jump into the part of the video where we're going to install it on the computer and then pretty much give you our final thoughts on it. We'll see if it's easy to install. It's honestly made pretty well. I thought it was going to be pretty plasticky. I think I said this already. It's definitely robust. This should hold up a 40 series card no problem. We're probably going to use these on the larger 30 series cards. But anyway, this has been Mark from noisypixel.net. Thank you for watching this part of the video, and on to the next, where we install the Atlas ARGB from Cooler Master.
All right, so one quick thing. Typically, when you're gonna use an anti-sag device, you kind of want to put it over here because that's where most of the support is needed. One, the bottom is magnetic to help it become sturdier. It's not super strong, but it does help.
right there. All right,
Yeah. Oh,
it's
look.
magnetic. Oh,
It's
there it is.
magnetic.
It's magnetic. Okay.
Look, so you really want to use the base of the computer to help keep the anti-sag device sturdy. For my computer specifically, we have to go a little weird with the build and put it in the middle instead of putting it over here because this is not magnetic.
We were going to put it here originally, but like he said, it's not magnetic. But also, if we move this, it's going to require pretty much to take apart a lot of the build, and we're just going to be a little lazy here. This is kind of blocking, so I don't really want to remove this. This is not magnetic, so in order to save a little time and still get the job done, we're going to slap it right here and support the graphics card somewhat towards the middle. It's still going to be on the right side. Going to reduce that sag a little bit.
Quick thing, this does require an RGB header, so plan for that when you're installing this so that you can have the RGB light up.
All right guys, and just like that, it's pretty much installed. It's one of the easiest things you'll probably put in your computer. Fully magnetic, one wire, does the trick. Requires 0 tools to install. No screwdrivers or anything. Maybe just a screwdriver to open up the computer, but it's in.
It looks pretty straight to me. My computer does have a slight sag to it, so this definitely keeps it very symmetrical now. So quick thing about this, if you have your GPU mounted on the bottom, which you should probably never do, but anyways, if you do have it on the bottom, you could have it so it's set up like this. So if you could just imagine my GPU down here and then have this part be the actual support.
So you unlock the flap, and then that's it's a little difficult, but then you pull up this tab here. See, he's struggling. All right,
there you go. And then you're gonna lay it down.
And the
like
bottom
that.
is actually magnetic as well.
Yeah, this whole part, this whole metal piece over here, all magnetic. For our case, we're gonna have it vertical.
It's looking pretty straight.
Okay.
Yeah, looking pretty good, pretty clean. All right, so now that the Atlas ARGB support is in the computer, let's turn it on. All right, you could see guys that we have it turned on. Looks really nice. And the different RGB zones in the Master Plus software actually allow you to control different RGB lights around the infinity mirror. And then you can turn on and off these certain sections of the Atlas, which I would say looks pretty nice. So we're gonna do some live changing of the RGB. As you can see, we're going cycling through all these different colors here. Got yellow, orange, red. It's actually pretty cool. The warm tones look really nice on this for sure. So you can see he's cycling through different little zones in the Atlas here. You can actually, that looks really cool. So you can really make your own customizable look here. Mix and match to your preferred color scheme. All right, nerds, that's it for the install section of the ARGB Atlas Cooler Master GPU Support bracket. It's a mouthful, but it certainly looks snazzy in our computer here. So we're gonna go over to the review section where we discuss what we liked about it, what we didn't like. This has been Mark from Noisy Pixel. Stick around for the review.
With the rise of computing power comes an increase in size of hardware, and with that comes weight. Similar to older cars made of solid metal, there is something to appreciate in thick hardware that contains power, and can stand the test of time. The added weight of these modern day parts now come with the trade-off of possible warping of the graphics card or motherboard where they meet at the PCI Express port. This is where products like the Cooler Master Atlas GPU support comes in handy. At a price of $49.99, it could seem like an unnecessary gimmick, but it serves a much needed gap in the hardware market whilst adding more RGB in your case. We all know the RGB gang will appreciate this new design. Overall, it's hard to really speak too negatively about the Atlas. It's made very durably with aluminum and magnets at the bottom and side. The see-through acrylic-like tempered glass material also does a decent job at reflecting RGB light and containing the light throughout the glassy texture. When it comes to the infinity mirror on the body, it just seems like a silly selling point at the end of the day. I feel like the mirror doesn't translate as too interesting after lit up with RGB. Is it cool? I guess it's cooler than not having the mirror there, but maybe we could have been more creative than a mirror. Moving on, the magnet could be slightly stronger in my opinion, as it slips off too easily, but it is also possible that any stronger of a magnet might risk damage to your PC parts. Just something to consider when installing. The Atlas ARGB support is fairly versatile, providing a magnet on the short side and long side. Not to mention, it also has two different supports, one clip-on and one internal riser. Each support provides unique functionality depending on where and how your GPU is mounted. Whether you need to place the support bracket on the bottom of the PC case or on top of your power supply case cover, the Atlas is ready for the job. Regarding ARGB design and support, the RGB is a pleasant view as it added a new layer of light that seems out of the ordinary. The Cooler Master Master Plus software, after installing the Atlas to an open RGB header, allows you to control presets or custom colors like breathing, color cycles, and more. If you have the new Gen 2 ARGB controller from Cooler Master, you can individually change each RGB light around the infinity mirror and each LED light on the Atlas itself. These next-gen RGB features make the customization process stand out as new, but I'm sure over time this will become a standard across competition in the space. One major con of the Atlas is how easily dirty it gets. Please keep the plastic covers on as you install, so you can freely grab the Atlas without the fear of fingerprints or dust. That's why they provide a microfiber in the box, I suppose. In summary, the Atlas ARGB GPU support is a fun new way of practically elongating the life of your GPU and motherboard. It's satisfying to see the GPU support hold the GPU from sagging, thus confirming your new purchase placebo. Yes, it's a bit expensive for simply a support beam, but hey, at least it has RGB, and it will certainly be a conversation piece when your friends see it. Noisy Pixel is giving the Cooler Master Atlas ARGB GPU support bracket a B-. It's a nice piece of expensive, unnecessary hardware that, although puts a smile on my face, does not bring anything too original to the PC space. There are many cheaper options, although they might not look or feel as nice, they still serve the same job as the Atlas for virtually 25% of the cost. Thank you for watching. Noisy Pixel is a group of gamers who work hard to deliver news, reviews, previews, and more. Please subscribe to keep up with all of our future content. You can also view the full review of this Atlas GPU support in the description linked below, as well as a full pros and cons list. See ya, nerds.
Noisy Pixel.